Good evening and welcome to Doordarshan Kendra, Kohima. I am Kivino Naprautu with the news. First, the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India has shown that democratic institutions and process give stability, speed and scale. A grand parade in Jaipur to mark 78th Army Day. India advises its nationals to avoid traveling to Iran as security situation deteriorates. President Draupadi Murmu advises students to remember that education is not merely a means of livelihood, but to serve society. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that India has shown that democratic institutions and democratic processes give democracy a stability, speed and scale. Addressing the conference of speakers and presiding officers of the Commonwealth at Samvidhan Sadan in New Delhi today, Modi said India has turned diversity into the strength of its democracy. He said in India, democracy means last-mile delivery and the government is working with a spirit of public welfare for every individual without any discrimination. Mr. Modi highlighted that nearly 25 crore people in India came out of poverty over the past few years. Prime Minister Modi said in India, the people are paramount and their aspirations have been made the top priority. He said India turned diversity into its strength and emerged as the fastest growing major economy. He said India is strongly raising the concerns of the Global South on every global platform. Modi said during its G20 presidency as well, India placed the priorities of the Global South at the center of the global agenda.
और पीठासीन अधिकारियों के 28वें सम्मेलन को प्रधानमंत्री ने संबोधित किया। उन्होंने कहा कि यह चौथा मौका है और साल 2010 के बाद पहला जब भारत इस सम्मेलन की मेजबानी कर रहा है। प्रधानमंत्री ने कहा कि भारत की विविधता को देखते हुए कभी ये कहा गया था कि भारतीय लोकतंत्र मजबूत नहीं होगा, ये बिखर जाएगा, लेकिन सभी आशंकाएं बेकार साबित हुईं।
ये आशंका व्यक्त की गई थी कि इतनी डाइवर्सिटी में भारत में लोकतंत्र टिक नहीं पाएगा, लेकिन भारत ने इसी डाइवर्सिटी को डेमोक्रेसी की ताकत बना दिया।
A grand parade was held in Jaipur today to mark the 78th Army Day. Organized on Mahal Road in Jagatpura, the parade showcased the valor, courage and cutting-edge military capabilities of the Indian Army. This is the first time that the Army Day parade has been held outside a military cantonment, directly among the public. Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi presented Sena medals to the families of brave soldiers who made the supreme sacrifice in the service of the nation. Speaking to media, Army Chief General said that the Indian Army is preparing itself to meet the present challenges as well as the future requirements. The event also featured an extensive display of the Army's modern combat capabilities. Our correspondent reports that the event strongly reflected the spirit of Atmanirbhar Bharat. On the occasion of Army Day today, President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have extended their greetings to the brave soldiers, veterans and their families. In a social media post, President Murmu said the Indian Army remains steadfast in safeguarding the unity, sovereignty and integrity of the nation. In a social media post, Radhakrishnan said the unwavering courage, discipline and supreme sacrifice of the soldiers in safeguarding the nation inspire every citizen. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has also extended greetings to the brave Indian Army personnel and their families on Army Day. In a social media post, Singh said, the nation salutes the Indian Army's indomitable courage, supreme sacrifice and unwavering commitment to safeguarding the sovereignty and integrity of the country. Let us now take a short break.
ये वाला दिखाना गया तेरा प्राइस मनी। कुछ इन्वेस्टमेंट भी कर लेती, आते समय कर लिया मोबाइल से। कहाँ? गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटीज में।
हाँ?
आरबीआई रिटेल डायरेक्ट मोबाइल ऐप है ना, रिटेल डायरेक्ट स्कीम द्वारा इन्वेस्टमेंट यानी मैच्योरिटी पे गारंटीड रिटर्न्स,
नो ब्रोकरेज,
नो हिडन फीस।
मान गए। आपको नहीं, ऐप को।
आरबीआई कहता है
जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
Welcome back. India has strongly advised its nationals to avoid traveling to Iran as the security situation in the country has deteriorated further. Ministry of External Affairs (MEA) in an advisory said, in view of the ongoing developments in Iran, Indian nationals are strongly advised to avoid travel to the Islamic Republic of Iran until further notice. The MEA asked the Indian citizens and persons of Indian origin, PIOs, residing in Iran to exercise due caution and avoid visiting areas of protests. MEA said Indian nationals living in Iran on resident visas are advised to register with the Indian embassy if not already done so. The emergency contact helplines of the Indian embassy in Tehran are +989128109115, +989128109109, +989128109102. The embassy can also be reached through email at cons.tehran@mea.gov.in. Meanwhile, the Embassy of India in Tehran in an advisory said, in view of the evolving situation in Iran, Indian nationals who are currently in the country, be it students, pilgrims, business persons and tourists, are advised to leave Iran by available means of transport, including commercial flights. President Draupadi Murmu has advised students to remember that education is not merely a means of livelihood, it is also a means of serving society and the nation. She said the students owe a debt to the society which has contributed to their education. Making efforts to uplift those who have been left behind in the development journey can be one of the ways of paying one's debts. She was addressing the 21st convocation of the Guru Nanak Dev University in Amritsar. Tomorrow, the President will confer degrees to students of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar National Institute of Technology at Jalandhar at its 21st convocation. Akashvani correspondent reports that she will also be inaugurating a high-mast national flag and 2 centers of excellence for cybersecurity and 5G and beyond at the institute.
बल्कि जिम्मेदार और संवेदनशील नागरिक भी बनाएंगे। प्यारे विद्यार्थियों, शिक्षा केवल आजीविका का साधन नहीं है, ये समाज और राष्ट्र की सेवा करने का भी साधन है। आपकी शिक्षा में समाज का भी योगदान है जो आपके ऊपर एक ऋण है। ये ऋण आप कैसे लौटाएंगे, ये आपको तय करना है। विकास यात्रा में आपसे पीछे रह गए लोगों को साथ लाने का आपका प्रयास एक अच्छा तरीका हो सकता है।
The Delhi High Court has refused to stay the ongoing trial against RJD chief Lalu Prasad Yadav and his son Tejaswi Yadav in the IRCTC scam case. A bench of Justice Swarnakanta Sharma observed that while the trial would continue, the cross-examination of witnesses could be scheduled for the next to next week, by which time the court is expected to decide on petitions filed by the father-son duo challenging the framing of charges. Senior advocate Kapil Sibal, representing Lalu Prasad, argued that the matter had been listed for a hearing on whether the trial should be stayed while the petitions were pending. He noted that once the examination-in-chief of witnesses is completed, cross-examination proceedings would follow. On October 13, 2025, the trial court framed charges against Lalu, his wife Rabri Devi, Tejaswi Yadav and 11 others for alleged offences of cheating, criminal conspiracy under the Indian Penal Code and violations of the Prevention of Corruption Act. Pongal is celebrated by Tamil-speaking people all over the world. In Tamil Nadu, people cooked Pongal as a part of social gatherings, unmindful of religions in all districts. Women also cooked at the Nama Modi Pongal, a special event by the BJP state unit in all the villages and towns throughout the state. Though Pongal for cattle falls tomorrow, Jallikattu, a traditional game in which men have to catch the hump of the oxen, is celebrated in some places. Expensive gifts like cars, gold rings and tractors are given to the winners of Jallikattu. In another development today, The state government has released a government order for rupees 111.96 crores as compensation for 84,848 farmers whose vegetation was affected due to heavy rains and cyclone Ditwa.
वैश्विक उत्सव बन चुका है। उन्होंने इस पर्व को तमिल संस्कृति, परंपरा और किसानों की मेहनत को राष्ट्रीय चेतना से जोड़ा। जाहिर है भारत की सांस्कृतिक एकता के आधार पोंगल जैसे सांस्कृतिक त्योहारों में दिखता है। इतिहास और संस्कृति का संगम भारत के पर्व त्योहारों में खास तौर पर देखा जा सकता है। यही भारत के एकता का मूल आधार है। पीएम मोदी ने समाचार पत्रों में आज एक लेख लिखा है। उन्होंने लिखा कि कुछ दिन पहले ही मुझे सोमनाथ की पवित्र भूमि पर सोमनाथ स्वाभिमान पर्व में हिस्सा लेने का सुअवसर मिला। इस पर्व को हम वर्ष 1026 में सोमनाथ पर हुए पहले आक्रमण के 1000 वर्ष पूरा होने पर मना रहे हैं। इस क्षण का साक्षी बनने के लिए देश के कोने कोने से लोग सोमनाथ पहुंचे। ये इस बात का प्रमाण है कि भारतवर्ष के लोग जहां अपने इतिहास और संस्कृति से गहराई से जुड़े हुए हैं, वहीं उन्होंने कभी हार नहीं मानी और हार ना मानने वाला साहस भी उनके जीवन की एक बड़ी विशेषता है। अपने ब्लॉग में प्रधानमंत्री मोदी ने लिखा है कि अपने जीवन में तमिल भाषा ना सीख पाने का मुझे बहुत दुख है। यह हमारा सौभाग्य है कि बीते कुछ वर्षों में हमारी सरकार तमिल संस्कृति को देश में और लोकप्रिय बनाने में निरंतर जुटी हुई है।
29 municipal corporations across Maharashtra, including the Brihan-Mumbai Municipal Corporation, began this morning. 17.41% voting was recorded for the elections to 29 municipal corporations when the report last came in. A voter turnout of 17.73% was recorded in the Brihan-Mumbai Municipal Corporation. In Navi Mumbai, 19.68% voting was registered, while in Nagpur, 12% voting was recorded in the first 4 hours. Further, 19% in Thane, 14.92% in Pune and 16.07% voting was registered in Nashik. Polling is being held for 2,869 seats spread across 893 wards in these municipal corporations. A total of 3.48 crore voters are eligible to decide the fate of 15,931 candidates. Voting will continue till 5:30 p.m. Counting will take place tomorrow. The Indian Meteorological Department (IMD) has issued an orange alert for dense to very dense fog conditions over Delhi, Haryana, Chandigarh, Punjab, Uttarakhand and West Uttar Pradesh today. The MET department has also predicted dense fog at isolated places over Himachal Pradesh, Bihar, East Uttar Pradesh, Sub-Himalayan West Bengal, Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Assam, Meghalaya and Sikkim during the next 2 days. IMD has said that cold wave conditions are very likely to prevail over Delhi, Haryana, Chandigarh, Punjab, Rajasthan, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Odisha and Chhattisgarh today. Let us look at the weather reports of the district headquarters of Nagaland.
Kohima today recorded a maximum temperature of 20 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 7 degrees Celsius, while Dimapur had a maximum temperature of 25 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 10 degrees Celsius. Wokha experienced a maximum temperature of 20 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 9 degrees Celsius. Mokokchung had a maximum temperature of 22 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 7 degrees Celsius. Mon had a maximum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 10 degrees Celsius. Towards the east, Twinsang had a maximum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 4 degrees Celsius. Zinabuto had a maximum temperature of 19 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 6 degrees Celsius. Phak had a maximum temperature of 18 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 4 degrees Celsius. That's all for the weather report.
To end the news, here is a recap of the main points. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India has shown that democratic institutions and process give stability, speed and scale. A grand parade in Jaipur to mark 78th Army Day. India advises its nationals to avoid travelling to Iran as security situation deteriorates. President Draupadi Murmu advises students to remember that education is not merely a means of livelihood, but to serve society. With this, we have come to the end of this evening's bulletin. Have a good night.